Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man.
Yo, what's going on? You get me? We are back with another one. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I got a lot on my mind today, so I'm gonna get straight into it. But first and foremost, shout out to each and every single one of you lot. I'm on my timings today. I got my stuff set up a little bit. I even got a little water with me, you know. Water is health. This is not a mukbang, so you don't want to hear me drinking, but it is what it is. It is Kish Fantastic. You know what time it is. I Feel Fantastic episode 2. You'll start seeing as these are a bit more consistent, but I just wanted to stay in the consistent frame of mind. I have a habit of saying the same word twice, but I just wanted to stay in a consistent frame of mind of just like actually consistently doing stuff, putting it out there, and making sure that like my brain, the thing is with like intrusive thoughts, my brain, ADHD, all that other stuff, is sometimes like I realize the biggest battle I have with ADHD is seeing something and then being like, oh, that's gonna take a long time, and then thinking about it. It's the way that my brain works, good in some senses because you start problem solving and trying to figure things out, but then it's like it's overdrive where it's like you know what you need to do, but your brain starts like problem solving everything. So then it's like, all right, cool, can I get this to be shorter than it was in the first place? Can I get to, do you know what I'm saying? Or how quickly can I get this done type of thing. So nowadays I'm trying to learn to just like, if you ever have those thoughts, just actually just crack on with it, and you'll see very like, you know, my time frames are a little off today. I had some times that I wanted to be doing this by, but at the same time they're not too bad. So yeah, it's a consistent battle. It's one that I'm trying to win. But here we are, episode 2 of I Feel Fantastic. I've got a lot of things to say today, so I'm going to try and condense it down a little bit, and just make sure I'm not rambling for too long. Maybe elaborate as I do some more extra stuff. But first thing I want to say is, you lot see I'm a man of my word. Like, not even that I said I was going to do it as part of my word, because it wasn't like a thing where I'm like, I'm going to do this to make a point. Like, no, but I just like to, you know, my character. I think character speaks a lot more than people like think words do sometimes, because your character will show things. I always tell people you cannot beat genuineness. You can see degrees of, you know, how people are genuine about things every day. So it's not going to apply to every situation, but once you've seen somebody genuinely, you've seen them. For example, I always say, I know what it's like when people are hungry. You see how people react to things when they're hungry, when they want something to eat. You know, they'll go out of their way and do that. The thing is with like genuineness in life is that like, if I'm hungry and I'm going to go and get food 80% of the time, and then in another situation, I'm going to sit here and be like, you know what, I like something, but I'm not going to go and get it. Is it something you really want? Like, really? Of course, there are defining factors and deeper methods that we could go into, but it's just the thought process of that in itself, which is just like sometimes just being aware of certain things. So I say all that to say, like, you see me in my outreach thing. Shout out outreach. I don't even know if they're still going on what they're doing right about now. These brands, they come and go in a certain type of way. Forgive how that sounds. Fight me about it. But outreach were very cool. I'm in the full thing as well. Like, you get me, man? Got that, yeah, the trousers are a bit messy. I've been doing stuff. But yeah, the outreach full thing. Get me? In that. So again, just shout out outreach as well. Just another brand, because again, people aren't very smart. And what I mean by that is we should be putting on more of our brands, our little blogs, our little things that we, you know, souvenir stuff that we've gained, just to gain more attention. And they were putting on some really cool shows at one point. I did a show with them, as I mentioned in the last one. Shut that down. Do you know what I'm saying? Rex was there, a few other people, Rex Capo. A few people were on there. I do forget who else was on the lineup, if I'm 100% honest. Someone called Aunt Dizzy. That's just somebody that was just on my IG that I think I met that night. A few people were on there. I think some of them Escape Plan boys. I don't know if they're still Escape Plan, but I think a couple of them were on there as well. So yeah, shout out to them, man. It was a good show. It was a couple of years back, but I just wanted to highlight that. You get me? If you lot got anything you lot want to send, show me, whatever, be smart about it. Like I said, I'm not super exposure, whatever, but these things are going to go about, and you'll be surprised at how much people look at some of the things that I be doing. Not interacting all the time, but watching what I'm doing. So yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, I've got a few things I want to go into today. I've got a couple of topics, you get me? Mainly pertaining to music, 100%. 100%. Oh, God, mainly pertaining to music. Again, shout out everybody who commented on the first episode, who's given me little bits of feedback, who've offered to work on some of these things or do certain things. I appreciate every single piece of feedback that's given, man. Every single piece of, yo, this looks cool. This looks like an idea. I've even seen a couple people promoting it, which is, very lovely because, again, these are little side ventures and niches and stuff like that. But again, I just want a special shout out to everybody because, again, when you're doing these little passion projects, my gaming and stuff like that, it means a little extra when people are actually paying attention to the things that you've got going on. I do know that people find what I have to say interesting to a point. That might sound a bit funny, but I notice it with my algorithm and things. I'll be posting positive stuff 14 days a week. Not 14, but I'll be posting positive stuff like, fairly consistently, shouting out people, shouting out things. I post a lot of like mental health things. They don't nearly get as much engagement as when I start talking or complaining or being like, yo, this is what's going on. So, I do know that people are interested in what's being said, but it's just about making it interesting. So let's start podding and less of the introductory stuff and doing a whole like whatever, because otherwise it's just gonna turn into me being here every episode. Like shout out to you. But I do just want to make sure that I make it clear that like it's much appreciated, and we'll be doing some anime debates. I can slander One Piece. This is episode 2, which I want to see how many episodes I can go slandering One Piece before somebody punches me in my face over this table by it. Yeah, I want to see how long I can go because I'm gonna keep slandering that baby. I hate it. It's all that good. But yeah, I've got a couple of topics. I'm gonna fly into them because, like I said, I'm gonna try and keep the same sort of length roughly with the episode time. But also just kind of condense it a bit more, and certain things like that. But one thing I do want to talk about, boom, all right, here we go, we got that. One thing I do want to talk about is, what was it? Recently over the weekend, last Sunday, there was a URL event. If you don't know, URL is a battle rap league, that is primarily based out in America, probably the most famous one. I'm a massive battle rap fan. I always tell people, like, well, I don't always tell people, but I tell people I watch that like I watch sports. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've got a few of my little things that I neurodivergently lock on into. So whether that's superhero anime game, like when I get into something, I get into it hard. So it's the same thing with like UFC. I started watching UFC. I can name too many fighters now, or comic books, manga, all that sort of thing. So battle rap has been one of the original ones. I've been watching battle rap since like 2013 maybe, from around like 2013, maybe before that, I think. Like, gosh, for a long time. So I've seen some of these like grow. I've seen a lot of things happen, and I just want to give a special shout out because Shotty Horror, he needs all his flowers, and he needs all his flowers now. He's been needing his flowers. I think the niche nature of the things that are done, so whether that's like alternative music, whether that's like battle rap, means that sometimes the outside exposure aren't always like as in tune as they should be. But I just want to throw Shotty is, and I've said it from the minute I've been aware of Shotty, from the minute I saw, I go very deep into this. So there was a time where Luna C was my favorite battle rapper. Shout out Luna C as well, very cold artist. Another one I think is super talented. And at the time, I remember I watched a battle. I think it was Disaster and Shotty Horror. And I'm like, wait, another British guy? And I heard him, and I'm like, yo, this guy, like, I like to think I'm really great at spotting talent. If you know me, you kind of know. But regardless, I think I'm really good at spotting when people are good at things. Whether they live up to that or not, that's another thing. But I think I'm really good at spotting that. And Shotty Horror is somebody who is just so lyrically head and shoulders above a lot of this stuff, a lot of his peers, and just a lot of people in general. Like, we talk about the UK stuff, and I think the reason I would highlight the fact of the UK is just to, like, add an extra prestige, because I think he's one of the top lyricists in the world, like, honestly. But when you add that level of prestige, but I think I'm a firm believer of, the places, because he gets a lot of love outside of the country, in a certain type of way. But I don't know. I don't want to limit him to UK, but also I just want to, like, specify he's an amazing writer, like an absolutely amazing writer, an amazing individual, who crafts things together in a very very thoughtful and calculated way. And I just want to shine some special light on that, because again, the journalism in this country is just terrible. Like, if it's not niche things like our battle rap media service, then, you know, the magazines or the people or what, like, nobody will talk about that in a certain type of way. Now, Shotty might be able to look and go, actually, this person did talk about that person, so forgive me if I'm mistaken. I am semi outside the loop. But also, it's just like, yeah, I think we should have a lot more cross. This is why so many things become so niche, whether that's underground hip hop, whether that's like battle rap, because there's not enough cross platforming and stuff. And, you know, that's why, for example, you can get an artist like Sue Surf, Free Surf, do you know what I'm saying? Like Sue Surf, who, you know, did as well in his Spotify as he did in his battle rap career. Because again, like, when you're able to cross platform some of these things, it makes a massive difference. And I just think Shotty Horror needs all his flowers. He recently took on Geechi Gotti. I'm a massive Geechi Gotti fan. And I haven't actually seen that, so I'm not going to sit here and talk about what he did or didn't do. But from the things that I've heard, I was almost going to go there. It was just too expensive. I'm not paying the money that they were charging £100. I'm not paying £100. But yeah, he did the damn thing. He did the job that he was supposed to. And Shotty has been one of my favorites for a long time. His performance against Daylight, when he's talking about them, he's talking about some, I can't remember, he goes into a little flow pattern where he's talking about like breaking into Daylight's house or something on some military SWAT thing. But it was just so like, yeah. He knows how to hit them flows. He knows how to hit certain things, and I think he needs all his flowers. So again, shout out to Shotty Horror, one of the better lyricists in the country and in the world. Also as well, just on a battle rap tip, I know a lot of my people might not watch the battle rap, whatever, but bro, like, I've seen, it's funny because prior to his K-Shine thing, I've seen where his name will get thrown up, and I've seen the level of just kind of like, oh yeah, but he's British, like, or, you know, British rapper, yeah, but he's cool for out there type of thing. And it's like, broski, like, no, he's a real serious lyricist. And in the last 2 battles, I've seen the battle rap community who don't know, because if you know, then you know. But if you don't know, I've seen the battle rap community go from like, all right, cool, yeah, he's alright, but he's not wanted to, like, again, now we're sitting here talking about how great of a lyricist he is. It's like, bro, do you lot, everyone's so fickle. Once you know how to rap, you know how to rap. And he's one of them, like, he's up there with the Lux and these people. That man puts together some stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And also, just on a semi-personal tip, we're not in contact anymore. I went through a lot of depression and stuff, and I think a lot of, like, artists thought I kind of got weird with them or whatever, and fair enough. Like, I'm not even here to really fight that case, because life is life, and like I said, I was just dealing with depression and not wanting to be on the planet anymore. But as I said, like, he always showed a level of love. After a while, like I said, you know, everyone gets on with their lives, but he showed a level of love at a time that he didn't need to towards me, and that's always stuck with me in my heart in a way that maybe I didn't express properly because of, you know, just what I was going through and just, you know, mental health stuff. So I don't think I expressed that properly in a certain type of way, but I just do want to shout him out for ever even reaching hands out or showing love, or, like I said, just being interested in anything I have to do, because he's someone I look up to, and I don't look up to a lot of people on this planet. Whether we're cool or not, that doesn't bother me. I don't look up to people because they were cool with me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, he's just someone to look up to, I think, on this rap thing, and I think he's a very special individual. So this segment is the shout out Shotty Horror segment. Yeah, you're a special guy, bro, and I'll be looking out, and hopefully I can come out there soon and see something live in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's only because it's just too expensive. I'm not paying £100 for no, like, these URL, man, like, bro, you lot come from whatever, innit? But yeah, shout out Premier Battle Leagues as well. If there's ever some stuff, I might try and get out of there. But again, shout out Shotty Horror. And I hope to see you in the flesh working very soon. So yeah. Boom, that's the Shotty Horror. Sorry. That's the Shotty Horror segment done. So let's get into this thing real quickly. I ain't even, bro, my timing is so crazy, but we're gonna get into it. What was I gonna say? Have we regressed? That's the topic of today. I'm a bit confused, okay? Because we talk about underground, we talk about alternative music, and I don't know, like, it's funny. I saw a debate. It was I think his name's Az, the super controversial guy from Grime who seems to just like cuss everybody. He seems to just get into it with everybody. I thought I was bad. He don't give a monkey. He's gonna say whatever he feels like say at the time. And thanks. The video, I'll put it up in the thing. I think it was basically, as we're saying, that the underground has no motion. He was largely referencing Lancey Foe. I I found it super interesting because he was talking about the motion, and Tanks was debating that because he was referencing like YT, for example, who, you know, has had recent shows. He's shot up in a certain type of way. And he was talking about like him being at the show and seeing the motion that actually they do have, where there's but like selling out shows, a bunch of people, and Az was on the flip side, kind of just being like, yeah, but where to the west? I think I get what he was saying. I'm not gonna lie, as if you ever see this, it did come off kind of like hate, but it came off kind of like hate because it just kind of seemed like you kind of like, you just weren't trying to hear, like, like you didn't like, man. That's what it sounded like. You didn't like, man. But at the same time, I still feel elements of what he was saying, which was just that, like, I feel like on the wider range of things, it doesn't escape the wider range. That's why, for example, when that video dropped with Lancey, Len, and whoever, that video, I remember that started a war on Twitter because it was like you had the same set. You had one half of people that understood exactly what was going on there. Then you had the other half of people that were like, bro, who are these vampires? That I can't lie, it was kind of funny, but it's like, who are these vampires that have come out of nowhere? And I found it such an interesting thing, and I feel like it even ties in with what I just said about Shotty Horror, where it's like, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying that they don't have motion. They definitely have motion. So for us to say that doesn't make sense. But what I will say is I understand the bubble. There is a bubble, and that's what, it goes back to what I just said about doing something niche for a while. Battle rappers will sell out. Bro, do you know how much people probably, I don't know how much people were at the Steel Yard the other day for the battle rap event, but bro, like I've seen, I'm sure that, not Madison Square, but like I've heard of some places getting sold out, man. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I've heard of some places getting sold out. It's a niche. The UK underground thing is a niche, and I don't think that's what a lot of men don't understand when they, because it's either, yeah, they do have a lot of motion, or they have none. Bro, I've sold out shows before. Like, definitely not on the level that them man are doing right now. Shout out to them. They're doing their damn thing, innit? So I'm not trying to sit here and, me. But, like, I've sold out shows before. And do you know how many of you lot will look at me and go, who the flying F is this person? Who is he? What has he done? What does he deserve to do? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man have sold out shows. Man have done certain things. And I think that's where there's a massive disjointedness. And that's where I call for the journalism to be a lot more better. But again, the traffic isn't that good, so people don't care. I watched that debate. I've seen Tanks' things. And I'm not looking at all his views. But I've seen where that one was like from a month ago. And that's got like 3.9K. Now, you know, not the worst views in the world. I'm like, every view counts. You'll see this podcast. I ain't got a lot of views. But the point that I'm making is like, you know, it's not the most in a certain type of way. Like, it doesn't pick up in a certain type of way. And I feel like that comes from a disconnect between it because it's such a niche thing. Like, when you're into underground culture and UK culture, or even just like, it's like post SoundCloud culture. So it's like when you're into that kind of thing, you either get it or you don't. It's like plug music. Plug music is some of the best beats I've ever heard personally, but it's like it either translates or it doesn't. And I don't think it massively translated into overall mainstream media. You can find songs that are plug based, but it's still just like, did it translate? And that's the point. SoundCloud rappers, all these people, they were all niches. That's why you kind of look back at like the 2016, and I was playing a song the other day, and my brother was like, yeah, man, like this one gives me like 2017 vibes, 2018 vibes, like with the with this in the back and the And to be fair, it was a song from that sort of time, but that's the point. Like it almost captures that kind of thing, and that's what my problem is with the journalism and why I feel like it would help to just have a lot better bloody journalism and non-biasness. Because again, like, it's just such a confusing bag. I think they definitely have motion, but it's not the motion that man think it is, bro. It's really not. It's a lot of distributions. I've said it on tracks, funny enough, when I'm in my Kish mode. It's like, a lot of these people are distributed. Like, bro, a lot, outside of Len, YT, and maybe a couple other man that I'm not giving enough credit to, it's like, bro, there's not a lot of man that have come out and made organic noise, man. Like, and you might think that that's the case, but by the time I look at these people, bro, it's just label distributions behind these lot. Like, you think all these videos look like this already? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of man just get picked up by these distributors and then it's boom, full sale ahead. And I'm not saying that you can't be proud of what you do as the result of that, but Jesus, man, like, it's not no real motion, as we say. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe it starts off as kind of real motion and then becomes this manufactured Do you know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, there's artists that I won't see for a year and a half, and then let a big show pop up with a certain type of artist, and then they're on the bill for that show. And I'm like, what have you done, bro? This whole, like, you got to release 4 things in 2 years to be a good artist thing. It's so played out. So played out. Like, bro, there ain't nothing wrong with a steady stream of stuff. You look at a lot of the contemporary rappers everywhere else, bro. And a lot of men are putting out 4, 5, 6. Like, the UK's got a fascination with the streets, bro. And when you look at the street method, man, are putting out tape after tape after tape. People tell me I got a lot of music. I'm like, what? I've been rapping for about 5 years, 5, 6 years, bro. Literally, I started rapping when I was a certain age. You do realize that, like, I dropped a project, Flagrant Death, I think, like, 2017, 2018? I think 2017. Flagrant Death. Crybaby might have been, like, 2019, if I'm correct. I Feel Insane Sometimes was before that. So that's, like, 3 projects in about 3 years. That we're talking about already. That's not a lot. Municipal Darwinism, Kitchen's Delivery Service, Fantastic Preservation Society, F that tape, but Fantastic Preservation Society, and what else? 7 projects in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 17, I can't count, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, in like 9, 8 years, bro, is insane. If we're talking about how, like, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just think that there's like this weird, and again, that's where I feel like journalism is largely responsible for it, because people, if you don't bring enough traffic, people aren't seeing it. Do you know how many artists are out here going crazy, bro? Do you know how many men are sick, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? It takes On The Radar to come over from America to the UK for them to do a line of freestyles and ciphers. And then, do you know what I'm saying? For them to get a nice little bit of motion. Where is that from before? I'm confused. I know that there's a black and white page that I've been seeing recently. I forgot what they're called, but they do black and white and they have the mic hanging. There's like a light and there's a shadow behind them. I'll put it up in the thing on here. Shout out to them, because I've seen that they've been doing their thing as well. But bro, like, where are they? Have we regressed? Where are the ciphers? Like, there was a point, and this is how you know everything operates in trends. And when I used to say it, people used to look at me like I was just being a hater. But it's like, nah. Where's the actual ideas? Where is the spirit? The actual, behind the music? When it was ciphers a few years back, that was all that was going on. Everybody was filming a cipher. Everybody was at the radio station trying to get ciphers going. It was cipher, 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 cipher. And when I used to say, like, yo, why is it just ciphers, bro? Man used to think I'm hating on the ciphers. No, it's like, where's the other stuff? Where are the ciphers, as well as the interviews, as well as this, as well as that? You be pulling in these lo-fi melodic singers, bro, and trying to get them on a cipher. And it's like, brother, what are we doing? Why are we trying to showcase absolutely everybody in the same way? Do you realize how much of a great base that we have for these things? Where are those? Where are the music video channels, like I said, like a Loud House, who are putting out music videos, who are showcasing a bunch of different artists and not the same people? Again, shout out Loud House, because them man went up to the Midlands and them thing there consistently. Maybe not physically, but they were releasing the videos from enough. I seen enough rappers on there. Enough things. When I was doing my music video reaction, enough time I could go on there. Alright, cool, this is that person shot by this or whatever. Like, where is all these things, bro? Obviously, there's less shows going on as well, because, the government ruined that for us. Rest in peace, birthdays. Look at me, I'm just chatting, bro. Oh, man. Rest in peace, birthdays. Rest in peace, I can't even think of the others. My brain right about now. But you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, there was a point where you could go and get these shows put on. Boom, boom, bow, bow, boom, boom, bow, bow. Every other week there were shows getting put on. There's stuff getting done. Now, I'm not saying that that's the fault of us or anybody. None of this is about actually whose fault it is. It's just more to point out some of these things. The shows, not there anymore. The government ruined that for a lot of us. But again, one time, who was it? This is where I first seen Mason Haley, the little madman. Every time I see that dude, he's doing something wild. Or every time I had seen him, and I didn't know who he was at the time. So I remember, I think I went to, I remember this. But yeah, I went there and he's getting into, I'm not even gonna get into that. But it was hilarious. I'm like, I'm here with all these young G's. They threw like a party in an alleyway somewhere, long story short. But I went there. It was kind of live. I seen a few faces there. Mason's at the top of the thing, getting into it with this dude with a pink belly, and I've seen him at other shows since and stuff as well. But that stuff was hilarious, bro. Like he was, I don't know. I was like, who is this punk kid looking like? I don't know what's going on. But shout out, yeah, that's my timer. Yeah, that's my timer. I'm trying to stay on timings. But shout out Mason Haley. But that's the first time I seen. I mean, that was like a show that got put on in a certain type of way. Like, it was beautiful. And I'm not saying that we've all got to risk getting arrested because that thing did get shut down and everyone moved on. And there are some unsafe elements to that. Do you know what I'm saying? And when it's unregulated, I don't know who's what age and certain things like that. And I'm at a certain age where I care about them type of things, bro. Like, man can't be having minors and people around. And I don't think there were any. So let me not even throw that out there. But I'd just like to say that I'm very careful with that kind of thing. But yeah, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, more shows and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of things that were going on at a certain time that are just not really happening anymore. And I don't know. It's just like, have we regressed since? Like, because now all I seem to be seeing is just like shows, people putting on shows, people doing it. Like, I don't really know. Also, I forgot to clap, so I'm mad as hell about that. But let me fix this camera quickly. I'll be 1 sec.
Hey, I just need a bag, then I'm done. I don't trust these niggas cause I don't trust no one. I don't even trust myself, don't play about with these funds. I'm a golden retriever, I'm fetching cash, yes I run.
But yeah, what was I saying? Flipping, yeah, like, less shows, less ciphers. I mean, like, there's no ciphers anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? No music video channels to showcase that. It's like I said, bro, this effing thing, can you stop swinging like that? Like, what's wrong with you? Well, go on for you. Get me some better equipment.com. Oh, Lord. But anyways, I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, like it just seems like we've regressed in regards to like the effort that's being put out for things. I don't even see as many. I mean, to be fair, I kind of hate radio, so let me not be like that. But at the same time, it's like I don't even see as much radio shows for certain things anymore. Yo, bring the What happened to showcasing, man? There's this crabs in a barrel mentality with the UK that just really bugs me because it's like nobody knows how to work together to build towards something. People don't realize it. And I've tried to work with people. I've tried to do it with gaming, with music. Obviously, look, Scene 237, that's tattooed on my damn skin. Like, a lot of that was through my ideas of understanding networking, bro. Which is that, you know, support each other. If me and you are locked in, it don't mean me and you gotta be locked in the way that we do everything together. But if you're my brethren and we're cool and we do like, utilize, what you got that out? That's a sick thing. Share this. Let me see. Person might feel kind of obliged to do the same. Maybe they shouldn't feel obliged because that's not what it's about. If you genuinely mess with someone, you mess with somebody. But be smart about that. Look at my boy with his new single out. Look at that. Two people supporting each other. A lot of the time it makes people go, okay, who is this? Oh, who is that? Oh, these two are linked up. Oh, that's what's going on. Oh, this is the situation. Do you know what I'm saying? And it makes a massive difference to the overall thing. And I think that that's a massively important thing that, like, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like it's one of the things that the minute you start doing something in a particular way or move the goalpost forward or move the boat forward, then people start looking at you like you're doing too much, like you're doing more than them. Like, it's a situation where it's like, I don't know. It just really rubs people the wrong way to see other people doing things. And I've never been like that. There was one moment in life when I questioned if I was really like that. And that was the point. I sat and I questioned. And I said to myself, like, yo, am I moving funny over this? And, you know, I don't think I was, but I was able to correct whatever it was that I was thinking. I don't operate like that. I'm happy for everybody. I'm happy for everyone to do their thing. And that's the point that, like, really messes up a lot of these situations with stuff. It's just like people, I don't know, people rather sit on this island by themselves or they see the mainland shore of, like, London, which is, like, the cool kids and all the people that are doing well at the moment. And it's like they want to try and swim their way over there and, you know, get through border control and make it there. And then it's like, yes, I've made it here. And it's like, bro, just build your own island. There's not enough circles of things in the UK. There's not enough, like, bro, everybody that does it, like, is cool with each other to a point. And a lot of people that aren't, they're just a lot of the time doing things by themselves. And that's my point. It's like, where's the different groups, man? Where's the different, all right, let me go over here for this because these lot are going to be doing something completely different over here. Like, where's the different perspectives on things, man? You know, I might think I'm chatting rubbish because it's like, of course, there's a bunch of different artists and a bunch of different people and different podcasts that you can maybe go to and do that. But I feel like everyone's working to get to that same island when it's like, no, everyone should be trying to build their own island. Build your own island. Make it happen. Do something new. You know what I'm saying? And then, by the time, you know what I'm saying, that other island's going to recognize you, and then what? Then you can link up and do whatever, you know what I'm saying, World War III, take over the world, whatever you lot want to do. I probably shouldn't speak in the political climate of right now, but, you know, look at China and Russia and them man sitting down and having talks and, you know what I'm saying, like, wow, yeah, because they're both global superpowers. I'm not saying we should emulate and be like that, but what I'm trying to say is build your own island. A lot of you lot don't know how to do that, and I've tried to extend my hand, and I think a lot of you lot are very silly when it comes to me because I'm somebody who knows how to draw in certain attention, sometimes not always for myself as well. People don't like me, but we still notice when I post something about something else. And if you're good at that, they're going to pay attention to that. Like I said, I did a post recently where I was like, bro, like, I think of most of the features that I've done, I'm somewhere in their top 10, like, most played songs. Like, in a good, I'd say, like, 80 to 75% of the features I've done, and I've done quite a few. May not be their top 10 right now, but in terms of most, like, whatever, like, it's up there. Like, why would you not cultivate and build with that? Why? Because people don't want to upset the other people. They know people don't like me about certain things. And that's my point. It just goes too much into the weird politics of certain things. And ultimately ends up just coming down to just wanting to be around a lot of people. And I think a lot of people should be focusing on building their own islands. And by building your own island, you don't just sit there with your wood and your everything and build absolutely everything from scratch. Somebody might come in and say, hey, here is a currency that you can provide for your island. Would you be involved in that? Yeah, nah, this doesn't work for me because this is what I'm trying to build. This does work for me because this is what I'm trying to build. And I think a lot more man should just pay a lot more attention to that and take note of these kind of things because it's just so much of a crabs in a barrel mentality. Where is everything right about now? And if you lot are smart, you lot should probably hire me because I've got a million ideas for things that could be done. A million. I'm not even going to spread all them out on here. I'm probably going to try and get them done because you lot you lot are teeth. You lot are too teeth, man. You lot with teeth for man's ideas. I could name you lot 3 different things that I've little ventures that I've done that I started seeing man doing as soon as I stopped that, as soon as I was doing it. Streaming, gaming, all sorts of stuff that I'm like, oh. And then once I stopped working with certain people, I never see them do them again, ever. Get in tune, man, because the shows are cool. They're very cool and they're great way. But one thing by itself is not going to help, man. I think putting everybody in different spaces, putting everybody in spaces where they can be a bit more accessible to cross other things, where people can understand the underground a lot more. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to notice my audience is a lot older these days, and it kind of makes sense to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they can understand what people are going through with the youthful underground niche. If we can understand, like, you got big man that still listen to man talking about their Rambos all day, shanking man and doing all this stuff. If these people can understand that, then they can understand in underground niche creativity and art, DIY stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they can. And also, England, get off like this shackles with the gang thing. You lot love it. You lot love it, man. Too many publications, like, I've seen it, where it's like, bro, like, you lot, do you know how much, I've seen some artists that are some dead art. Bro, I was watching Tim and Barry the other day, and I'm not even gonna get into who it was, but it's like, I see this artist, I'm like, brother, these men are dead. You man have got these up here because they're gang related, bro. Because it gives you that feel. Like, that's it. Like, bro, get off of this thing. The amount of man that I've seen that have made some noise and done some cool things and would scream for a Tim and Barry, but do you know what I'm saying? If it's not grime, if it's not these road, man, then it's like, yeah. Like, and I hate it because it's like, bro, it ain't the man that I've grown up there, man. It's never these, man. It's always man from around the corner that I've, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to sit here and get into what people, because lives are hard, innit? So I'm not going to sit here and do that. But what I will say, it's just like, bro, like, man, I've got a real fascination with this gang thing, bro. Anyone who don't present themselves in that sort of type of way, or it's some super niche arty DIY people, it's like you lot don't want to give people a chance or recognize the ability, man. I've seen some spitters. I've seen some cold people. Some cold people. Shout out Kareem the Peasant. Like I said, like, you know, he showed a little love on the post, but regardless, that guy's cold. Said this, been said it, I don't care. Me and him don't chat every day. I don't, whatever, but he's cold. Give him a Tim and Barry, man. Man got to be making noise by themselves for how long? I've seen that brother on jets, bro. I've seen that brother in different countries. I've seen him repping his thing. I've seen him doing the Twitch and I shout out to him as well for doing the content, and Doran as well. Shout out you little content people that ain't afraid of none of these things, because you man get way too disheartened by getting 10 likes or something. Like, get on with it, man. Develop some tough skin. Push the ball forward, man. Stop being so scared to put your ideas and put your stuff out there. I talked about it on the show, like Roller had a lyric about like being a boss because you take them L's and you keep creating and making ideas. See me with another podcast, I don't care what you lot think about it. I'm doing it. Shout out Kareem the Peasant, man. Shout out Basky as well. Like, I ain't spoken to that youth in a long time. He seems like a very interesting guy. Let me just put it that way. But what I will say is, like, super talented. Give these, man. He was making a certain amount of noise and he's like, super talented, that boy. Better than too many of these, man. Give some of these, man, maybe not Tim and Barry. You might be looking like, oh, he's like, what you got against man, bro? Like, what? Man, are cold. I got this UK thing, like, you know what I'm saying, man, in shackles. So many man could do with a little, you know what I'm saying? You get me? Shout out Tim and Barry, innit? Like, there's more people I can mention, innit? But, like, you get me? Shout out them. Where are we at, man? We gotta stop with this crabs in a barrel thing, and we gotta get it together, man. Because like I said, there's too much like hard stuff coming out, and we gotta take a bit more chances on like not just trying to generate traffic, man. Stop putting these dead like roadman on there just because they bust their gun or whatever the case might be, man. Let's start actually, do you know what I'm saying? Putting on people, you know. Going back to that era of things, because that's when everything was nice, man. It's not that there's not a wealth of artists out here doing their things and being great and being amazing. It's just more it's all very disjointed and leads to just like these weird niches and stuff that doesn't need to be happening. We especially as creative entities, there's so many gaps and ideas and things like that you lot could put on the table. Like I would be eating if any of you lot had hired me. I'd be eating. I'm telling you, bro. Because there's so many ideas that I could come with that I'm not even going to put out on here because you lot are too teeth, fam. You lot will teeth a man's ideas. Teeth them. I've seen it a couple times. I'm working on something with somebody. They're doing the same thing. This happened a few times. Then when we're not working, I don't ever see the same thing being done ever again. Oh my Lord. I had a man that owed me money one time try to come to me and be like, hey, do you want to start this again? Like, I'm about to start again. Do you want to be involved? It's like, no, you need me to be involved because you had no motion other than that. Let me not even get into that. But as I said, it's like, yes, let's keep this ball rolling. Do you know what I'm saying? So shout out to all you lot. Get me shouting, sharing, supporting all of the good stuff. Every single one of you. Get me. We're not doing the, oh, yo, Kish, man, I love you, bro. Yeah, you're my bro. You know you're my bro. What you been on? Just putting out this content for the last 2 years that you man won't even like, share, or subscribe, or hit the bell notification. You see what I did there? You ain't even... Oh, Keon, my brother, man. Like, only couple man can call me that, because couple man had me at their house at Christmas and certain things like that. Like, it's not a game, man. Man them know who that is. Like, man know who that is. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, and even then, man gotta watch it with that thing, because I can't wait to see a few people. It's not gonna be it's not a greasy thing, but I just know me, and I'm just gonna say what I need to say. I know people don't like it, so like I love some of you lot, but like, bro, like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's start showing that. Let's start putting things on. You know what I'm saying? I know radio present. I know all types of people. There should be way more going on, or if not, making more noise about it. But we're content with just watching people be like, oh yeah, they're great. Oh, the scene's thriving. No, it's not. Fight me about it. Kish Fantastic. You know what time it is? Hopefully I'm gonna get out on this time with this one. It gets me. Bow, 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 and even bust my gun. But we outside, same way. Stop playing with me.
Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man.